What's going on YouTube? GraveCinder here, and welcome back for another episode of Cities Skylines. Last episode left you guys with quite a nail biter when it came down to our Central Park here catching on fire. That is of course now resolved, as it has been quite a time. Same thing over here in our downtown area. All the trees and the vegetation have come back to life. Now to explain the time that has passed, I'm actually going to show that to you guys. Here's what I've done. If you guys recall in prior episodes, this all the ground under the water was quite uneven. I mean, it's still uneven. It's supposed to be uneven, but it was pretty terrible in this particular city. So I went ahead and I fixed that. You can see we're having a little bit of flooding due to that because everything is still settling down. But after I got done terraforming, I can't leave that. Sorry. After I got done terraforming, it took what's going on here? It took I want to say about 10 to 15 in-game weeks, if not more, for the water to settle down completely. I mean, we had flooding all the way up this way. One of these buildings over here got demolished, which I'm hoping does not happen over here. We'll put it on 3-speed there, but I went ahead and I wanted to take care of that and get it out of the way. And in the meantime, all the trees and everything over where the fires were came back. But there's always going to be another fire, right? And just like the other two, we'll sit down and we'll watch them together. Residential demand is pretty high. We're sitting at 41,000 people right now, population, residents, whatever you want to call them. So we'll zone a little bit there. See, as I mentioned, we're having that flooding issue there again. If this doesn't settle, I'll have to do a little bit more work off camera. Just make sure that everything is running nice. But looking kind of safe from up above here, let's say. I don't want high density buildings in this square over here. Over here I want some lower density buildings because I do want this gap in between the IT cluster and the green self-sufficient high density residential buildings here. So here we're going to build some regular density commercial, and we'll come all the way up to here and we'll provide a pathway right there and right there, and we'll let those zone in. For the rest of this stuff though, that is going to be high density residential. Let's make sure where we have our districts, that way we're not zoning and then having to rebuild. See, kind of like right there, for example, those guys are gonna have to rebuild. So I'm gonna pause it. We're gonna come to there. We're gonna line ourselves up for a nice and straight line. And we'll do that right there for now. Okay, perfect. And we're going to lose this population here, but it will come back to us. Stop it. Stop it right now. I don't know if I mentioned before. I think I did. I did end up redoing this whole area before when we had all the flooding, and now it's being a pain again. Paul Williams and Sander Bannock, you guys must have been mischievous kids, because you're giving me a whole lot of problems right now. And we're having a little bit of flooding over here as well, and that is because this kind of got dried up when all the water ran out, so it's slowly filling back in. I'm still hopeful that it's going to settle and not flood our entire city from here. See, over here we're doing okay. The water level over here should raise as well. Maybe I should have let it run for a while longer before I started recording, but I wanted to share that experience with you guys. Why not, right? Let's come and check in over here. Oh, by the way, I did end up making a change with the trains, cargo trains. So when we had our connection over here, obviously there was no trains moving in and out because they had nowhere to go. They couldn't go left, right, or straight. So I made that connection and I fixed it, and we're having some pretty good success over here. I've seen a couple of these trains come through already. So let's go ahead and satisfy a little bit more of the industrial demand, and we'll do that right there for now. We can even do that. I think that should be okay. Let's take a look over here. And what are these guys complaining about? Possibly the metro there. Well, there's not a whole lot we're going to be doing about that. And I'm almost thinking that I want to have... Oh, did we win a game? I think we won another game. We won another game. We sure did. 3 wins, 2 losses. We are back on top. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and increase the ticket prices now to $40 per ticket, because we need the income. I do plan on, by the way, once we get everything built and all, turning off the unlimited money and kind of seeing where or how our budget is going to climb back up. Before I was interrupted by the win in our city. Over here, I think these 2 large blocks, I think I want them to be... Let me draw it first. Oh. I really hate it when that happens. Always some sort of issues down with these 2 districts. Over here, I want to have natural groceries, and here we go again, man. There we go. Hopefully I won't have to mess with that too much in the future, so I don't want to lose those buildings. The district that we're going to have here is the organic and local produce, so I want those lower density buildings there. And then over here, I'm thinking we can put in a block of offices. There we go. And city services we do have, so we have the police and fire. We have the crematorium. I haven't really decided if I wanted a actual cemetery over here yet or not. hopefully that large district is going to satisfy that residential demand for a little while to come. Alright, so I brought you here to this area because we're having a little bit of a police parade going on right now, but a lot of traffic coming through here as well. So I've noticed that most of these folks come out through there. They make a left here, and then get on the highway here to get out of the city. Now I'm thinking, since we already have an underground passage here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna extend that, and let's say we're gonna come from right about there. We're gonna come through to somewhere right about there, and we're gonna. I really didn't want to destroy these rocks. Let's see if we can come out a little bit further. So how about right there? I want to connect to this road, provide these guys an additional way to get out of there and get onto the highway here. So we'll see how that works out for us and kind of what happens here. And I want to make sure that we have the light turned off right there for the time being, at the very least. And hopefully that'll fix the problem there. But only time will tell. Merging over here could become an issue as well. And it could become an issue over here too. And there it is, as I suspected. So what we are going to do is we're gonna upgrade. I'm gonna upgrade that to a 2-lane. And that to a 2-lane, and then over here, and I'm really hoping this works. We're gonna upgrade to a 4-lane highway. And that's not gonna work there. How about a 3-laner there? And voila, that worked. Hopefully, we'll come back and check on it. And wow, look at all that traffic coming out of that tunnel. And everything over here has now freed up. And I think we're going to be just a-okay. There's all those guys making the U-turns, as I as I mentioned that we were having problems before with this intersection here that we had. So a lot of times, guys, when you have traffic and in your city, just kind of take a look, study the traffic, see where these cars are going and where they're traveling to, and if you can do something like this and ease up a whole lot of traffic, even something as simple as a U-turn, providing a U-turn on your highway somewhere, that'll save you a lot of headache, as opposed to having to redo pretty much everything that you've spent so much time doing. So I think that's going to be it for this area over here. I don't think we need anything else. We are going to go ahead and finish off by placing some of these beautiful, beautiful trees. Just kind of like so. I'm liking this view already. Perfect. We should continue zoning the residential over here. That way we can call the area complete. here. There we go. I think that should be just a-okay for now. Over here in this area, what I thought about possibly doing is extending the road from here, coming out this way, and doing one of two things. Either doing more residential, which is option number one, and I think would fit very nicely here, or doing something along the lines of that, and then placing an additional helicopter depot and a where is it? Fire helicopter depot, kind of like right there to help with all the fires and everything that we have going on. So that is undecided. I'm gonna ask you guys for your opinion. Let me know what you think should go there and what would fit better, residential or like a little secluded fire helicopter depot type of deal. So let me know, and we'll go ahead and we'll implement that change. I do want to provide a little bit more offices right over here. So how about just a little bit right there? The water over here looks like is settling down as it is everywhere else in the city. So I think we're good. I don't think that these troublemakers over here are gonna give us any more trouble in the future. And I will go ahead and make a district over here because I want to start zoning the IT cluster. And yes, I'm gonna come all the way out to there. There we go. I'm just gonna do that there and a little bit up top right there. There we go. We're gonna there we go. I think that should be just a-okay for now. Let's go ahead and assign that IT cluster policy to this particular district. There we go. And for the roundabouts over here, I wanted to do a little bit of decoration to prepare for the expansion into this block. So we're gonna do something like that, and then the inside is going to be trees, of course. We'll turn them off for now. We'll do the same exact thing over here. So one there, one there. And one there. There we go. And then as far as the trees go, I tried this before. I want to see if it'll work for me again. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just pushing and holding the A button or the X button on PlayStation, but the A button on Xbox, and it's just giving me a repetitive stream of trees. And I don't know if that's too much or what, but we're gonna go ahead and complete it and see what it actually looks like. It doesn't look all that bad. It might be a little bit of a overkill on having the trees so close together, but I want to see if it'll grow on me. So we'll just leave this area over here for now, and then we'll see if it grows on me. We'll do it over here on this side too. If it doesn't, then we'll leave it alone. But in the meantime, what we can do is zone our first part of the IT cluster. And I'm not sure exactly how the power is going to transfer, unless this building here joins with that right there. And it did. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll wait for those to zone before we do anything else. I'm really hoping that the commercial demand comes back up, and I never actually thought that I would say that. But I want to zone this space over here in between with the low density commercial, as I mentioned before. And while we let this area over here develop a little bit more, I think we should come back over here and finally make a district over the area, zone a little bit of residential there, and put in the farming industry, like we planned on doing way back when. So we'll do that right there for now. We'll make sure that we make it farming right off the bat, and then over here I think just regular old suburbia should be just fine. Make sure that we have water. We do have water there. And let's see. So we'll do a block there. And we'll just kind of do a little bit of this here and see what that ends up looking like. We'll do it over here as well. By no means do I want this area heavily populated or dense. And I'm actually working on a on a European map right now, where I'm doing just this in my farming area, and it actually looks really really nice from far away. And over here, I think we are gonna have to zone just that right there, and then start off with a bigger square, just so the power can transfer. And we'll do that for now. Hopefully, just hopefully, these guys come in fairly quickly. I know they have zero incentive to move in, so let's go ahead and we'll give them a small little playground. There we go. Just as a small little incentive to move in over here, hopefully. So let's see if power is transferred. Power is transferred, and we'll wait and see what happens. We can actually, yeah. Well, we'll go ahead and activate it. Why not? I have strong faith that we're gonna see buildings here pretty soon. Let's go ahead and give them some of these smaller density trees. Oops, that's way too big. How about something like that right there? I think should work just fine. Maybe a little bit right there, and who knows? How about just something like that? And we'll leave that as it is and just wait and see what happens over there. I know we do have a pretty high demand for residential, so those homes should be zoning here rather quickly. A little bit right there as well. This area is pretty much completed, so we can put in these trees to kind of finalize everything. So there we go. And it's looking nice, and we have our first fire over here already. Fire department's on the way. Really hope that does not spread out to the trees, because this could be a very bad fire again. There come a couple more just to make sure that that does not happen. And I think we're good. Perfect. Good job, fire department. There we go. We have our first homes zoning there, so pretty happy about it. And there's kind of that look that I was going for. It's not completed just yet, but I think you guys get the idea of what I mean. And what I don't like to see is a whole lot of these buildings zoned next to each other. I kind of like to see the fields and maybe the barns and whatnot. And that one's just persistent, isn't it? We'll get rid of that one too. And that one. But I think you guys know exactly what I mean there. So we're sitting at 42,000 population. I think it's about time we look into schools. Elementary schools are good. High schools are good. University, without a doubt, is good. This area over here has developed. And let me see here. So unfortunately, I won't be able to quite space out these buildings apart too far. However, I'm hoping that that since we have all the roads and everything in between and close together, that it's not gonna look too packed, especially even that we have the monorail coming through. So let's give that a shot and see how that develops. Death care coverage, I have a strong assumption that we are having another small death wave. Because I keep seeing these icons pop up. I just think, yeah, see, check it out there. It says deceased 224 right now in our city, so we're doing a really good job keeping up with the dead bodies. If we didn't have enough coverage around the city, there would be a lot more of these dead body icons around the city. So we're good to go there. Garbage, we haven't checked on that for a while. We are absolutely great. I do want to add one more of the recycling centers. I'm gonna be nice and provide an additional pollution cleaner there, so you guys aren't getting all of my my sewage. Hopefully that'll reduce the pollution just a little bit more. Hospital wise, we only have 68 citizens that are sick, so I think that's pretty good. 72% average health. What if we provide one of these sports hall and gymnasiums? They're pretty expensive. They have a huge upkeep as well. Wow. But I think this is something that that we should have in a dense area like this. Let's see if we can. There we go. Put it somewhere about there, and looks like we have a couple of buildings leveling up already. So that's one of the things that's new. A community pool. The community pool I actually want to place right there, because this is kind of like that community park. So we'll have a little community pool there. A yoga garden. Why not? We can put one of those in there as well. And residential wise, let's go ahead and zone a little bit more right there. And I mentioned to you guys before, these next few episodes are mainly all going to be focused on zoning and kind of filling in the area, identifying any kind of problems that we may have, and dealing with those before we finish out the series and the city as well. So we're close to the end, but we're not just quite there yet. There's still a lot more that needs to be done. Well guys, the sun is starting to set. It's been a while since we have seen the city at night, so I wanted to take this opportunity to take a look at it, see the city lit up at night, and of course we have some fog rolling through over here as well. And I think we're gonna end the episode here. So we'll take a look at everything, look at all the lights turning on. The bright orange skies in the background. Airport's all nice and activated. And I think we're doing pretty good. And we're looking good, if I may say so myself. Wow, look at the lights on the IT cluster buildings. They look absolutely amazing. I love it. And this little cluster that we have going on here. So yeah, I think having the streets close together is gonna break it up and make it look really nice. And especially, I don't know if you guys just saw that. There we go. We have another one coming. Check out this view right here. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I am looking for names for new districts, so if you guys would like a district named, feel free to put a comment down below. I'll pick one out, or several. We do have quite a few districts left to name, and we'll go from there. As always, be the best that you can be in everything that you do. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.